Hello and welcome to my channel. You will see we are in the chair. We have Berenger today that is saying hello. Miller is over this side saying hello. This one's called Kathleen and they're up behind me. And if you could see them, the dolls are all around my feet. Do you want to have a look? Let's see if we can do this without disturbing you too much. So you've got to come round. You've got to come down. Can you see these? Some of the dolls that are around the floor. Crazy woman, eh? Never mind. Crazy woman. But I'm happy. So, Joyce time. It's getting rather full, isn't it? And we've done quite a few of these, which is good. There's plenty more to come. We just go, that one's sticking up a fair bit. I'm going to go with that one. And it is on page 825. It's on Psalm 4.3. The actual bit that we're going to do today is hold your head high. We can do this, can't we? If you want to stop me and go and get your Bibles if you're lucky enough to have one of these wonderful Bibles of Joyce. Off you go. Anyway, we should make a start, shall we? Although there are downers in this life, there are also lifters. In Psalm 3, 1-3, the psalmist says that despite his distressing situation, he is not despairing or becoming depressed because his confidence is in the Lord, the one who lifts his head. When we are depressed, it seems everything around us is falling apart. We lose our strength, or we lose strength, adding words there now. Our heads and hands and hearts all begin to hang down. Even our eyes and our voices are lowered. We become downcast because we are looking at our problems rather than at the Lord. No matter what is causing us to be downcast, the Lord encourages us throughout His word to lift our heads and our hands and look to Him. We find one of these many examples in Genesis 13:14, when God told Abraham, who had become shortchanged by his nephew Lot, to lift up his eyes and look around him in all directions, for he was giving him all the land as far as he could see for his inheritance. In Psalm 24:7, the psalmist says, "Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in." In 1 Timothy 2:8, the Apostle Paul encouraged people to pray, lifting up holy hands. There's a song, Gerard Cooper, brilliant Christian songs, and in one of those it's on about lift up your hands. That's good. If I could recommend some Christian songs to you, try Gerard Cooper. Very good. Especially on the album Beautiful River. It's a good one. Back to the reading. I digress. These instructions are good for us to remember today. When people disappoint us, instead of becoming discouraged and depressed, God wants us to decide to lift up our heads and eyes and look at the possibilities, not the problems around us, trusting Him to lead us into an ever better situation, because He has one for us. We may be tempted to say, "Oh, what's the use?" and just give up, rather than moving in a new direction as Abraham did. But the Lord is constantly exhorting us to lift up our eyes and heads and hearts, to make inventory of our blessings and not our problems. He encourages us to look at him because God has plans to bless and increase us abundantly. No matter how your life has turned out to this point, you have only two options. One is to give up and quit. Don't want to do that, do we? The other is to keep going. If you decide to keep going, again, you have only two choices. One is to live in depression and misery. The other is to live in hope and joy. Definitely. Choosing to live in hope and joy does not mean that you will not face any more disappointments or discouraging situations. It just means you have decided not to let them get you down. Instead, you will lift up your eyes and hands and head and heart and look not at your problems, but at the Lord, who has promised to see you through to abundance and victory. While I was reading that, my head will spin off and think of something else, which is not always good. In the bit where it says, lifting up, there we go. Lift up our eyes and heads and hearts. If you've ever seen Dirty Dancing, the original Patrick Swayze, the end song that they do, the Kellerman song at the end of the show and the end of the holiday, has got that in it. And of course my head's singing it. Oh dear. But anyway, on a serious note, you've got two choices. You can be miserable or you can be happy. Bad things won't happen to you. They're still going to come, but it's how you face them. And whether you think, okay, I'll get over this, or yes, that can come, but I'll move on. I'm supposed to learn something here, I'll move on. Okay, so there you go. Do subscribe and do give us a thumbs up. There's always plenty more Joyce readings to come. This is a pretty thick Bible. So I'll just say on that note, you stay safe. You take care. It's bye-bye for now.